Good afternoon. The court's going to take up the next case, which is a Coke County case. This is cause number CJ2100037 in the interest of Ariana Aga, a child. The case is set for an initial permanency hearing today, and the hearing is being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. Participating in the hearing today on behalf of the department is caseworker Jennifer Garza, supervisor Isabella Reyes, and regional attorney Jason Jett. The respondent mother, Ms. Aga, is participating in the hearing today with her attorney ad litem, Madeline Smith. There's an unknown father, cited by publication through posting. Jeff Beatty is the attorney and guardian ad litem for the child, and Mr. Beatty is participating in the hearing. The foster parent caregivers for the child are not present, and the child is excused by the court from participating in the hearing today. If we are ready to proceed, Ms. Smith, I know you were just recently appointed on behalf of Ms. Aga in substitution of Mr. Flores. If you had a chance to confer with you, are you ready to proceed, or do you need to talk to her first?
Yes, Your Honor. I have spoken with all parties in the case and Mr. Flores and my client regarding this case, so I'm ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm going to ask Ms. Garza and Ms. Aga, if each of you could raise your right hands, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give today before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right,
I do.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Jett, you're ready to proceed. You can go forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Garza.
Okay, thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
Jennifer Garza.
And Ms. Garza, how are you employed?
I am the CPS conservatorship worker for this case.
Okay, and what can you tell us about the mother's compliance with her service plan?
She has completed the majority of her services. I think the one thing that we are primarily lacking on would be the home situation. She did, however, just receive a voucher from HUD, so she is in the process of working on that. Let's see, as far as her other services, we have received a letter from her counselor stating that she has been participating in counseling. We've received some counseling notes on that as well. She has attempted to attend a parent collaboration group meeting. She has sent me proof on a couple of occasions that the meeting has not happened whenever she has tried to attend. So that has not been accomplished yet, but not due to any fault of her own. Other than that, we have received all of the parenting packets. She has maintained contact with us. So everything else, it appears that she has pretty much completed.
Okay. You said there's a situation with her home. She's still trying to get her own residence. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
And if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. There were some concerns about Miss Aga's health as well. Is that accurate? And what can you tell us, without getting too personal, what can you tell us about her health concerns being under control and not under?
Yes, she has been continuing to see her doctor. She, I believe, has an appointment coming up to help alleviate the issues that she's having with her health. So she is currently working on that.
Okay, all right. And that's not causing a problem with either doing her services or working towards getting her child back?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay. What are the barriers for return of the child at this time?
Currently, it is just the housing situation.
Where is this child placed?
She is in Lubbock.
Okay. And what can you tell us about her placement there? What kind of a placement is it?
It is a, I believe, TFC placement. I'm not sure the actual acronym, but it is a specialized placement for her, a therapeutic foster home. And she is doing really well there. The foster parents are really good about communicating any needs that they may have or any issues that may come up. And they're really good about letting us know, what's going on with her. She's up to date on all of her medical, dental, all of that stuff. She has been seeing her therapist regularly. And according to her therapist, she's doing well and making progress there as well.
What kind of visitation is there between mother and daughter?
Currently, they are having virtual visits 3 days a week.
How do those go?
Those are going really well. Sabri is able to help redirect Ariana anytime there is an issue that arises. Everything is very appropriate. It's always ending on a positive note. So the visits are very, very good.
And when we came into this case, there were a laundry list of diagnoses or potential diagnoses for this child. Have those been narrowed down? Have some of them been eliminated? Can you speak to that?
It appears as though the majority of them are still there. It does seem like the medication that she is on is helping her. I don't know if she has reduced any of the diagnosis. I can't speak to that, but it does appear as though she's working towards that.
And are all the medications she's on listed in your report?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. And what is the plan for this child and this family?
Reunification.
And once a home is established for Miss Aga, how long do we think it'll be before we're moving to the next step in that goal?
I'm actually not sure on that. I do know that Miss Aga's therapist has suggested a family therapy between her and Ariana. So that's one of the other things that we were trying to work on as a step towards heading towards that. I believe though that the home situation is the only barrier. So as far as I know, we would start working on that as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. And are there other children that will be living in mom's home?
She does have a little brother.
This-
He is, I believe, 4 years old.
Anything else you'd like to add about this child or this family?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Garza. Your Honor, I'd like to pass the witness.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. So as Mr. Jett asked, the next step would be a monitored return. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So once she got housing, then the department would staff and see how soon that could be accomplished. Is that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to the family counseling, that's not a requirement on our service plan. That's just something that Ms. Aga requested in addition to that she believed would help with the family reunification.
As far as I know. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to the child's current placement, why was that child moved?
I believe it was due to the mother's request.
Okay. And were there any specific situations that you're aware of or concerns that arose from the previous placement to give the department concern?
The department, I don't believe, honestly, I'm not exactly sure on that part as far as the placement. I did come into this case right before the placement change. I'm sorry.
Okay. And is the child in therapy currently or counseling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's possible that any issues that occurred before are being discussed in that counseling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In regards to the parenting support group, will the department facilitate in making that more clear on when she can attend those sessions and who's to
I
be?
can look into it, yes, ma'am, and see if there's a reason why the sessions are not starting, because she did send proof that she tried to attend, and I think she stayed on there for about 15 to 30 minutes before she got off. So yeah, I will look into that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Garza.
Thank you. Mr. Beatty, did you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, what are the illnesses that Ariana allegedly has?
Let me look at my court report. Let's see. It looks like she has been diagnosed with disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, major depressive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, confirmed child sexual abuse, and specific learning disorders.
And how old is Ariana?
8 years old.
Pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Jett. Any additional questions?
Yes, Your Honor, just one. Ms. Garza, is Ms. Aga working currently?
No, she is not.
How does she support herself?
That I do not know. I do know that she is currently living with family. So I'm not exactly sure as far as like the other parts of how she's supporting herself.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Garza. That's all I had there.
All right, Ms. Smith, any additional questions?
No additional questions, Your Honor, but I can address part of the employment situation when the time comes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Beatty, did you have any other questions for?
Further. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Jett, did you have other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call Ms. Aga.
Mr. Jett, I'll have some questions for you, and then the other attorneys may as well. Thank you. Go ahead.
Please state your name for the record.
Sabri Aga.
And Ms. Aga, you're the mother of the child subject to dispute, is that correct?
Yes,
Ma'am, are you working currently?
I am not currently working.
Okay. How do you support yourself?
I receive child support that pays for most of the bills that I acquire while residing with my family.
Okay. And who pays that support? Who pays you that support?
My son's father.
Okay. All righty. And when you have your own residence, will you be, do you expect to be working then or not?
I have to address a few health issues before I can start. I was excused by my medical team for the time being until we get a certain medical condition that I have under control. I was working prior to, but then my health situation kind of fluctuated a bit. So they pulled me from working at the moment.
And ma'am, I certainly want to be sensitive to your medical needs and your medical issues, but just need to verify that if your medical condition keeps you from working, that would it keep you from caring for children as well?
No, not at all, because I can care for my 4-year-old perfectly fine.
Okay. And what about a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old?
I have the ability to care for both.
Okay. All right. I believe that's all I have for now. Pass witness.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Did you have a question?
Yes, briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Aga, your medical condition, was at the, to cease employment, was at the direction of your neurologist, is that correct?
Yes,
Due to due to having seizures during some working times that would preclude you from doing so.
yes,
Do you have a surgery scheduled in the near future to address that?
yes, ma'am. I have a VNS procedure scheduled in the upcoming week.
Okay. And after that, do you believe that you will be able to return to employment?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jett. Excuse me, Mr. Beatty.
Questions, Judge?
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Jett, did you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Smith, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Beatty?
This Judge, I have some concerns about Ariana Aga's diagnoses. I think 8-year-olds that have that list sometimes get over medicated, and so I'll be working with her placement to see what we can do about getting those medications reevaluated.
All right, and if you need to, the court has the authority to order independent evaluation of that. So if that becomes an ongoing concern, you can make that request and we can see if we can get that arranged.
Well, I appreciate it, Judge. I fear we may be heading that direction.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, you can just let us know and we can address that. Thank you. All right. Anything else from anyone for today?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court will continue the department as temporary managing servitor of the child and continue the child in current placement at this time. The department remains, I am required to notify any parent in this type of case that because of the nature of these proceedings, your parental custodial rights and duties to your child may be subject to restriction or even termination, and in progress or any court orders or plan of service will be reviewed at future hearings in the case. The next hearing right now is September 16th, 2021 at 9. That's a permanency hearing and pretrial. The trial is set December 16th, 2021 at 11 if needed. And the dismissal date for the case is January 10, 2022. So it sounds like you've been making good progress in your service plan. Hopefully you can get your housing situation worked out and we can work towards the child being back in your home in the near future. All right. Unless there's anything else, and I also hope you get your health issues resolved soon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, we'll be adjourned from today. Thank you.